Alright, I am live. We'll get no one on here. Let's get thanks for sharing. Okay, what you're looking at here is the opening screen of Catan Universe for Steam. I'll get things up, explain what's about to happen in this live stream. I've been wanting to do something similar to this for quite some time. For Steam. I'll get things up, explain what's about to happen in this live stream. I've been wanting to do something similar to this for quite some time. I'm gonna get things set up so we get some viewers in here. Anyone viewing at this point, good morning or afternoon at this point. I kind of slept in late. First for Steam. I've been wanting to do something similar to this for quite some time. So I'm gonna get things set up. Get some viewers in here. Good to link out people and friends and good morning. Real quick, I got no one watching, I kind of slept in late, so I'm able to get the link out. And I'm going to be putting against the computer on this. Oopsie. So on this, so we can get things done. We get some viewers in here. Good. Link out people and friends and good morning. Quick, I got no one watching. I kind of slept in late, so I'm able to get the link out. Okay, so. Things are set up, and I have it set up so we can play against the computer here. I'll explain a little bit about the things going on the screen you're seeing. This is the main screen that you load once you've created an account and logged in. Over here is your profile settings. Go over here. This is where you can customize. Yes, you have any friends that you've marked as people you marked as friends within the game, any guilds you've joined, any messages from either the game or friends or guild. Your player profile, where you customize your profile. Over here is your leaderboard. As if you play against other people, you rank up the leaderboard. Almanac, there's questions about any of the game. Options of the game, base out, log out, privacy, but yeah, that's the basic thing. We'll go over here again. I already did that. So this is your player icon for the game. How many points you have within the game itself. You earn points for each game you played, especially if you play them against other people. So I've played this for a while, so I have 19. Underneath here, this little bit here tells me I've used a scroll to unlock an expansion or unlock more of the core game, which I have because I needed to do it for this. This main screen is kind of a decoration, but again, you can build this up. This is kind of your what they call your exile area. This little guy here is like a tutorial man, I'm going to call him. He pops up and he can teach you different things. This is the shop. This tells you how many Catan gold you have. In order to get that, you have to buy real world money for it. This tells you how many scrolls you have. And I'll explain scrolls in a second. So we'll go into the shop quick. Excuse me. So again, there's Catan gold. Logged in. You can buy with real world cash. Go over here. This is where you can customize There's scrolls, which you can purchase with Catan Gold. Scrolls, like I said, unlock expansion, more options to play the game, like messages, that sort of deal. The expansions of the game, these are two different expansions. Your player profile, the avatar collection, basically, if you want to collect different avatars, you can. Booster packs, I'm assuming these just give you different as if you play against other people. Bundles, which are different bundles you can purchase for each of the games, avatars, and if you have a promo code. So we'll access it here real quick. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be explaining the game in its basic simplicity for playing a single player match against the computer. We'll start a new game. I'm going to go check again. I already did that. Let's stream real quick. So nobody watching. We get one watching. It's probably myself watching. So we're going to turn exit out of this to keep myself from watching myself. I'm going to check things over here. We have still one viewer, so say hi in the chat. I'll try to pop in and out of the chat as I play the game. Let me get set up here. So I have this set up to do 10 victory points because you can determine the amount of victory points, less or more. A turn timer, which speeds up the game if you're playing it with actual real-life people online. A friendly robber, which basically means when a 7 is rolled or a night card is played, the robber may not be moved to a terrain tax that is adjacent to a settlement city or player who has 2 victory points. You know what? We're not going to play with that rule. Deck cards, which basically replaces the dice with a deck of cards, which I've not played it with that round, and then just to randomize the way the maps are, which we're going to keep it on like that. These are your list of players. Of course, since I'm running the game against the computer, I'm going to label as the host. And then the 3 AI players, of which we have. The AI players are random, so we're going to start the game. Okay, so while it's loading, I'm going to explain the object of the game is to be the first person to hit 10 victory points. Now, you hit 10 victory points by certain things. So I'm going to quick zoom in on the screen here to give you sorry about that. Let's zoom in on the screen here to give you a good overview. There we go. Of what the screen looks like. Assuming I'm the first player to go, so this is the perfect opportunity. Like I said, I'm doing this against the computer players because they're more forgiving if I take forever to explain something as I play. Okay, so the board is made up basically of different hex tiles. You've got, of course, outside. You've got on the outside here. You get all your water hexes. And within these water hexes, you've got ports. So we've got a wood port, a sheep port, a clay port, and a rock port. Now, specific ports allow you, if you have a city or settlement on a specific port, they allow you to trade that resource at a 2-to-1 ratio. Which means if you have, like this is a wood port right here. If you had 2 wood and you needed, say, a wheat, once we get into the game, and it's your turn, you could take 2 wood, give it to the bag, and the bag in your turn will then give you a clay. And it goes the same for the sheep, the clay, the rock, and the wheat. Now these question mark ports are a little different. These ports here, that the cursor is circling around, they're a 3-to-1 port, which means you could take 3 of any of the same resource and trade up for 1 of a resource with the bank. So say if I had something there, if I had a port say right here, a settlement right there in that port, and I had 3 wood, and I needed a rock, I could take 3 wood, those 3 wood on my turn, trade it with the bank for a rock. Alright, now each of the tiles are divided into different types of terrain. And each terrain gives you a different resource. So right here, we'll just go right down below this 3-to-1 port. We have a rock, a wheat, a sheep, and a clay. Those are your 4 basic resources. You want to collect those because when we get, when I scroll out, I'll show you. This port is nothing. It's the desert. The only thing that resides in the desert is this little black thing here, this little black piece. That is the robber. Whenever a 7 is rolled, the robber moves. Whoever rolled the 7 can move the robber wherever he or she wants to do it. Now, when the robber is moved, if the robber lands a hex that someone has, like say I had something here, and one of the other players rolled a 7, and they move the robber from where it is to there, they can steal from me. Alright? The other rule of 7, as I like to call it, is the fact that if you have more than 7 cards in your hand, you have to get rid of half of them. So if you, for example, had 8 cards in your hand, and a 7 is rolled, you have to discard 4 of them. Now, when I get into I'm only going to do the basic game here, so it's easier to understand and play. Eventually, I'm going to get into Studious Knights, where it adds a little bit of different rules and different gameplay into the game, and makes it a little bit more fun. So anyway, it's my turn to go, so I'll explain what's going on in here. This little box here, this just says, it's asking me to build my settlement. This little cross shield here is, like it says, is nice card play. We'll get into that when that's another thing, we'll get into that when I get into building costs. This little dotted right here is the number of roads I have. So for each road you build, that number will go up. Which will then, if you have about 5 or more roads connected consecutively in a row, you get an extra victory point known as the longest road. However, it's a stealable victory point because anyone who beats that steals it away from you. This number here denotes the number of victory points you currently have in the game. This is how many resource cards you have, or development cards. In this version, it's resource cards. How many actual cards in your hand. This is your player, and of course that's your little screen. I haven't figured out how to change that, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out again, real quick. Hold on. Boom. I have a touch screen, so it makes it slightly easier, but not slightly easier. So I'm going to zoom out. So that's the basic board. Now these line things here, these are your roads. These are your settlements, and these are your cities. Because the object of the game is to score 10 points. That's what I have it set to. If you've played on the tabletop with me and my friends, we try to go to 11 points. This is your building cost card. Alright? So to build a basic road, it's one wood card and 1 clay card. To build a settlement, it's 1 wood, 1 clay, 1 sheep, and 1 wheat. To build a city is 2 wheat and 3 rock. And a development card, to buy one of those, you have to have a sheep, a wheat, and a rock. Okay, so it's my turn to play, so we're going to zoom back in a bit. Little bit there. So now, once you've decided if anybody's who's going first, that first person to go has to drop their first settlement and road in the game. Now, this is where I'm going to get into what the numbers mean. The numbers denote a dice roll. For every dice roll that's not a 7, people get resources whether it's their turn or not. Because the dice just dictates resource development. Who gets what resources so you can build on your turn. So for example, what I want to do, now the red numbers represent a more frequented supposedly rolled numbers. Don't ever believe that in my book. This game is pure luck of the dice. more going on here. Of course, this is your chat box. If you're playing with different players, you can chat. Of course, right now I'm playing against the computer, so really chatting with the computer is kind of dumb. Your game log is how many games you played. This little option here is you can set that you don't want anyone to trade with you, and either multiplayer or single player. You don't want anyone to trade with you. Makes the game slightly harder. This allows you to trade on your turn. So it's my turn, so I'm going to pick, I'm going to go here, which will give me, of course, a wheat, a sheep, and wood. If these numbers roll, if a 5 is rolled, they'll get a wheat. If a 9 is rolled, I'll get a sheep. And if a 10 is rolled, I'll get a wood. So I'll go there. So I get to drop that, and I'm going to get my road. Now I got to decide, do I want to go for the rock port? No, I don't have any rock near here, or anything with a rock, unless I put something here. So the only port I can go for is that wheat port, which seems like a good idea. So I'll go out this way. Now it's the computer's turn, and they're going to lay there in that first settlemented road, and William's going to do the same, and Hildegard is going to repeat. Now the last person to put down gets to put down their settlement and then collect, as you just saw, their resources and their road. Your second settlement will denote your resources that you're starting out the game with. Okay, now most of the good spots have now been taken up because I'm the last player to go. So I gotta pick where I want to go. Do I want to just set it down on the wheat port and call it a day? Or do I want to build out somewhere to get a good amount of resources with some good numbers? But like I said, don't think good numbers are going to get you to win the game. They are if the dice are in your favor. Now the only way for me to get it, so I got wood, wheat, sheep, so I need rock and clay. Now I could just build out here, but if a 5 is never in the game, getting that port is kind of useless because I'm not going to get any wheat. So I'm going to go out for... let's see. I'm going to go... nope, that's just giving me clay. Go here, which will give me those resources, and I could build out a road to get to 3 to 1 port as well. So it's my turn to roll the dice. So this little thing here is how you roll the dice. So we click on it. So I roll the 5. Well, right off the bat now, I've got a wheat because I've got... a 5 was rolled, so I get a wheat on the 5. Now I'm able to build. So I'm going to build the road out to the wheat port. Okay? And now I only have 2 wheat, so I'm going to end my turn. Now the computer's going to roll. The computer rolled a 9. Well, on a 9... well, the computer rolled an 11, so on that 11, I have an 11 square here, so I got the wood, and I'm getting the wheat. Now, we're here at the trade menu. I have this set up so I can easily just go back and forth like that to see what I have versus what they're asking for. Now, William, this player up here, is asking me if I want to get rid of a wood for another wheat. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to hit this X button. But while we're sitting here, I'll explain the trade screen. So, the top half of the cards here are what you're wanting to give, and the bottom half is here is what you want the player to give, the person you're trading with to give you. So, for example, in this example here, William wants me to give him a wood. In exchange, he'll give me a wheat. However, these little squiggles here denote if a player is willing to trade or not. If it hits an X, they don't want to trade. If it's a symbol of a question, of a check mark, they'll trade you what exactly you want. If it looks like a symbol of looks like a bag, then they're offering a counter trade. This is if you want to trade with a player, and this is if you want to trade with a bank. And we'll get into some of these as they come up in the game. I don't want that trade, so I'm going to say X. So now it's Hildegard's turn. Hildegard rolled a 6 or 5. So again, I got another wheat. Now it is my turn. So I'm going to roll. And of course, now I've got a wheat, a wood, and a sheep, and 4. I have 4 wheat. So I'm going to do what is called a bank trade at this point. So I'm going to go into the trade menu. And I'm going to do a bank trade. Now, I don't have any ports, so the bank is only going to trade me 4-to-1 on any resource. So, right now, I need a clay. So I'm going to take, I want a clay for 4 wheat. The bank will gladly take that. And I'm going to end my turn. Alright, a 7 is rolled. Here's where I talk about the 7. No one gets resources on a 7. Oop, it looks like she had 8 cards, so she had to get rid of 4. And she moved it on 11, and she stole from the gray player, because that's where she put it. Now, no one gets anything when an 11 is rolled on that point. So, yeah, I'm not willing to trade because I actually have some plans for my cards. A knight has been played. So she's now playing a knight card, which allows her to move it and then steal from any player there. She hasn't stolen from me, thank God. Now, as you can see here, her little square, her little plus shield went up 1, means she has 1 knight. Another stealable victory point in the game is called the largest army. So it's my turn to roll. Okay, so I got a wood. I am going to actually build a settlement on this wheat port with what I have. Now I'm going to end my turn. So now my victory points went up to 3. Let me go check the stream while I wait. We have nobody watching, so this is just quite fun. Alright, so I've rolled 3. Someone has officially rolled something I get sheep on. So I have 3 sheep, or at least 2 sheep because I have 2 settlements here. And I have a wheat. Go here. Roll 6. I get nothing in a 6. So I'm just going to keep rolling here. Looks like a 7 was rolled. I have a feeling they're going to drop it on me. Nope, blue had it. They're going to steal from gray. I'm in the lead here. We have an 8. I get nothing in an 8. This game's going to be kind of long for me, but just kind of good since I'm explaining the game to people. Okay. My turn. I rolled a 7. Now, since I rolled a 7, I have 5 cards, so I don't have to discard anybody. Blue had a bunch of cards, so they had to discard, but I get to move. I'm in the lead here, which is kind of odd. Normally by this time in the game, the computer is literally kicking my butt. So, but I don't have an unfriendly robber, so we're going to put it on this person's 8. And I get to steal from them, so I'm going to steal from gray here. I get a random card. Now it's still my turn, so I'm going to trade with the bank on the wheat. So I'm going to trade 2 wheat for rock, because I have the wheat port already. Now, I'm going to zoom out a bit here. And this is where this comes in. Like I said, this are called development cards. And development cards, of course, if you remember, cost a rock, a wheat, and a sheep, of which I have. So I'm going to take that and say, yes, I'd like to buy a development card. The development cards could be anything, so it's a knight. So I'm going to show you that card. I can't do anything because you can only play development cards after you can't play development cards on your turn when you get them. You have to play them on your next turn. But this development card is a knight. It allows me to basically play that card when there's a knight on my next turn to move the robber wherever I so choose, while having to roll a 7 and steal at the same time. So that's the end of my turn. So we're going to end that. Alright, we'll zoom back into the board here. zoom out a little bit more so you can get a good look at the board. Okay, so I'm so far in the lead right now. Another 8 was rolled. And you're robbing from Gray. You should have robbed from me. So, William wants to trade a wheat for a sheep. So he wants me to give him a sheep and he'll give me a wheat. I'm actually going to take that trade because I've got 4 sheep and I need to do something anyway to do it. So another 5 is rolled. So he's wanting a wheat for a wood. I'll actually take that because I need that for something I need to do. Now it is my turn. And of course, I need to do something. So assuming I trade with players to see if I can get them to give me a clay for sheep. So I'm going to click that as the trade and see who's going to play. No players want that trade, and I don't have any way to trade it 2-1 or 4-1 on this. So I'm going to call it. End my turn. Okay. Wood for sheep. I don't need any wood or sheep at this point, so I'm not going to do it. However, I can offer a counter trade. I want that instead, and I'll give you it. He's not taking it. A 3 was rolled. I get nothing on a 3. Four is rolled again. I get nothing on that 4. So we're going to go here. I roll the 7. So therefore, I get to move the robber. Gray is tied with me in first place in this game, so I'm going to move her down her 8. I'm going to exactly rob from her, hoping I get something I need. No. But I have 8 cards, so I have to get rid of some of these cards. So I'm going to buy another development card quick. That'll bring me down to 5 cards. And now I'm going to show you this card. Now again, I can't play it right away. But victory points are different. You get the point, instantly you get the card. So now I'm in the lead at 4 points. I just need 6 more points to win this game. A 6 is rolled, so I get nothing. Okay. You have plenty. That's another card. That allows you to get whatever resources or 2 resources you need. Alright, someone wants to trade a wood for sheep. I don't want either of them. I need a clay. I don't need either of them at this point in the game. So he's turning in for a development card. Development card is a really good way to get rid of extra cards in your hand if you were able to do it. Or even trading with the bank at 4-1. Okay, so again, I don't need that. So hopefully I can get something I need here. Well, I'm actually going to do 2 things in this trade here. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of trade with the bank and a 4-1 for a clay. So that gets rid of all the wood I have in my hand. Now you're thinking to yourself, I need to build the road, which I do need to do. Why am I getting rid of all my wood? Well, here's the thing. You remember, I have this wheat port sitting right here, right? So I'm going to go back and trade 2 wheat to get one of those wood back, which now gives me the materials I need to build the road. So I'm going to build my road going this way instead of going from the other way, and I'll tell you why in a second. I'm gunning for the longest road card right now. I have 3 roads so far consecutive connected together. So if I build the road there, build a settlement of another road, I will get that card, which will afford me 2 extra victory points. Okay? So I'm ending my turn at this point. I don't like to use the night cards until I actually have a purpose to need it. I don't have a purpose to need it right now. Now, one other thing you really should do if you're really seriously playing this game is also try to do what is called hunt for resources, which means find a way to get the resources you need by building on those resources. Instead of just relying on ports, because sometimes you're not going to get what you need if the numbers you have stopped rolling. I've been lucky enough so far in this game that my numbers have rolled pretty consistently, so I'm able to get the resources I need. Oh, he rolled a 7, so I'm glad I got rid of those extra cards because I know 7, and he's got a monopoly, and he chose to take it from me. He's at 3. I'm in the lead with 4, so I'm the only one winning this game so far, which is surprising. It takes me a while to figure out how to beat the computer. So a 6 is rolled. I get a wheat and a 6. I'm actually going to take exact revenge on him by unleashing a knight. Now, I don't like using the knight until I actually have something on my hack, but seeming this doofus here decided to steal from me. By using that, I'm going to take back what I want by literally putting it on this 11. And I'm going to steal when I'm back from him. Okay. We're good at this point, but not good enough. So I'm going to end my turn. Okay, so he wants a sheep, and he's offering sheep, and he wants a wheat. I'm not willing to give that up because I have too many sheep at this point. So give me something I need, and I'll give you a sheep. So green is offered now to counteract the knight and put it back in there. I don't know why they want to steal from either of those two. Of course, someone has actually built the city at this point, so that's why they gave an extra point. So, before it's rolled, I get nothing on the 4. Okay. My turn now. I got nothing there. I'm going to create a road by getting rid of some extra cards here. So I'm going to trade at the bank. I need a wood. So I'm going to get rid of 4 of the sheep. I need a clay. So I'm going to get rid of my 2 wheat to get rid of the clay. I'm going to build another road. And now I'm starting to get the wood in. That's wonderful. Oh, didn't build the road. Oh, well, that's okay. At least I'm still in the lead, even though blue has already built the city. So, and green's stealing from me again. And he's playing road building card, which allows him to build 2 roads. He knows exactly what he was trying to do, but he's still able to get it because blue has broken up his idea of actually building a road. The only way he did it is if he's going to connect, and I'm going to prevent that. So gray wants to do a wheat for clay. I'm actually going to accept that because I need that for something I want to do. I don't like the mouse pad on this laptop. It kind of is touchy. So it's my turn again, so we're going to go and we're going to roll. I get to move the robber. No one gets a resource on the 7, but I'm going to go after green again because green's been in a little vindictive run, so we're going to go right after green. I was able to take a sheep. And I know what he's planning to do, so I'm actually going to build a road 0 to no there. And I'm going to end my turn, because I'm going to try to break it up. Keep him from building a road. 8 is another 7 has been rolled by blue. Blue decides to put it as 11 and steal from green. Green, you're just not having a good luck. I'm still in the lead with 4 points. As you can see, blue, green, and gray all have 3. The reason I have 4 points is because I have the victory point card. Otherwise, it'd still be sitting at 3. So I think this time we build one more settlement. So I'm going to start to trade in for rock. Start to build cities here. I already have 3 settlements, so it's time to build 3 cities so I can bring up my victory point. But first, I want to be able to get one more victory point. One more victory point in my favor. And of course, that will be the longest road card once I get 5 or more roads consecutively. And we have a 6. I'm going to see if I can get someone to trade me. Actually, I want that, so we're going to do that. I want clay, and I'm willing to give a wheat up for that. Fortunately, none of the computer players want to trade with me, and I don't have enough to trade with the bank, so I'm going to end my turn. Alright, we've got a roll. So now I have something I can play with here, but not what I need. But I've got some stuff. Oh, and blue has beaten me to the punch and has scored a point because now she's at 5 because she's got the longest road. But again, remember I told you there are 2 stealable victory points in the game. Longest road and largest army. So it looks like Hildegard, Grey here, is going after the largest army by basically unleashing her knights on everybody she possibly can. And she's going after green, which I would rather go after blue because blue is in the lead. So now it's my turn to really figure out how I'm going to try to pull off a win here. A 2 is a roll. I don't get anything in a 2, but I do have a shit ton of cards. So let's see. I'm going to start building cities up. So I'm going to go to the bank. I need 3 rock. So I'm going to ask for rock, knock down some of the sheep in my hand. And that's about all I'm willing to do right now. I could go for a development card, but the likelihood it might not happen. Because I'm getting more sheep than I am anything, so this plan could work out to at least build me a city. When the computer plays, so Gray wants to trade a wood for a rock. I need the rock, so screw you. Let me go check out the stream real quick here. Alright, so he wants a wood for a rock. Like I said, I need the rock, so screw you. So it is my turn. Boy, I have 10 cards, and depending on this roll, I'm getting more cards at this point. So it's time to start planning out my devious little plan here. And it'll help me get rid of some of these cards. So I'm going to use my wheat port, and I'm going to get my, I want a rock, and I'm going to get my second rock. I'm going to get my third rock by knocking out some of the sheep. Which now gives me the 3 rock and 2 wheat I need to build up a city. So I'm going to build my city right there. Now I can double the resources on those moves when those numbers are rolled, which is going to come in handy, especially assuming I have this wheat port. With that, I'm ending my turn, and now I'm tied with blue for first place at 5 points, followed by Wilt Green, which is at 4, and War Gray, which is sitting at 3 for the rest of most of this game. I need 5 points to win this game, so now I've got to start plotting out how I'm going to do that. I could continue to build up cities in my other two settlements, but I really want the 3-to-1 port, which will actually save me some money, save me some time, instead of trading 4-to-1 on everything I don't have a 2-to-1 port on. But I wanted to be able to get a leg up into the game in the process of actually trying to win. I've rolled a 7. Thank God I've gotten rid of those cards. I'm going to go... There's something in there. So I'm going to go after blue. So I'm going to go on her 5 here. And hopefully steal something good. Which is okay. And it's going to work perfectly for what I had planned. So I'm going to go back to the bank. I need clay. I'll get rid of trade in my 2 wheat for clay. That gives me exactly what I need there. So we're going to build another road out going that way. And it's my turn. And another 7 was rolled. She used a night card. My chances are she's going after green, but she's also blocked me from getting anything on that 5. Okay, so... I have not what I need at this point. That robber wasn't there, and if I didn't use a night, I could actually pull something off at this point. But that robber is there, so I need it. That works out even better. 6s and 5s have been rolled, and 9s have been rolled pretty consistently in this game, which is kind of good that I actually have at least a wheat port to be able to utilize getting rid of some of the wheat I have. So it's my turn, so here's what I'm going to do. So first off, I'm going to utilize my wheat port, and I'm going to want to get clay for a 2-to-1 ratio on the wheat. Now I could build a settlement right here, but what's the point when I want that 3-to-1 port? So I'm actually going to build a... No, I don't want to build a settlement. Well, I built the settlement there. That was not my plan. My plan was to build a port there, but I got that wheat port, so that should come in handy. So now on a 9, I get 3, 4 points, and I'm in the lead with 6 points because I built the settlement. So I'm going to end my turn. I wanted to build a freaking road. But now I'll be able to utilize a too much sheep trade for a lot more fun. I really wanted the actual port, the actual 3-to-1 port, but the wheat port has come in handy pretty well so far in this game. So score recap, I'm at 6, blue is at 5, green is at 4, and gray has been at 3 this entire game. We've kind of blocked gray from doing anything but winning. She can't really win at this point. But I've seen computer players just break out at the last moment of the game. And see, this is what I mean. She's now had enough to build a city. So she's at 4. She's tied with green at 4. Now as you can see, because I rolled a 9, I've got way too much wheat. Way too much clay. Sheep. So what I'm going to do is see if I can trade one of those sheep for a clay with people. And one thing I've noticed playing against the computer never trades. So what I'm going to do is go and trade with the bank, get rid of the sheep to get myself a clay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to build the road here. Which now gives me 8 points because I was able to steal it from blue, which brings blue down to 3 points. All I need is 2 more points to win, and all I really need to do is start building up cities on either of my other 2 cities here, and I have this game. I'm in the lead with 8 at this point. All I really need to do is hang on to the longest road and start building up cities in order to win this game. So I'm not really focused on literally building up any more settlements at this point. I'm really wanting to worry about building up cities as much as I can. With the wheat port, I can actually pull it off as much as wheat has been literally rolled. This game has been insane. This is one of the first good games where the numbers I've actually picked and built on have actually been rolled at a consistent rate, allowing me to really kind of actually develop in this game. So let's see. I'm actually going to trade with the bank for rock right now to start getting resources together to build a city. All I need are 2 more cities and the game is mine. Nope. You're not offering me anything I want or need at this point, especially need. So you ain't getting squat. Oh, and blue stole it from me, so now I gotta try to get it back. So now we're tied at 6, so even building 2 cities is not gonna cut me the win. And William has now got the largest army, and he's put it on my 9. Another 7 was rolled, so this game is getting pretty interesting at this point. As the robber has now officially been moved 3 times in 2 separate turns. Oh, wow. Lynn's at 8, but I'm going to fix that if I can get rid of it. So I need 8 roads to beat her. And the Nightbag opera card has been played by Gray to rob from Blue. Ooh. And Jesus Christ! Again, another 7. Blue's getting hammered because she's in the lead. Wow, folks, this is getting bizarre. So it is my turn now. Again, I rolled a 7, so I'm going to rob from Gray. I'm going to put this here, put it here, move it just up 1 tile, and I'm robbing from Blue because Blue pissed me off. Now, I gotta think of what I want to do here. I don't have any real way to actually get the longest road card back to give me 2 extra points yet. I have a plan, but I need certain things in the road. The night keeps moving. Damn. Oh, he puts it on my 9. So this game is a close game here. I'm in 2nd place, which is kind of bizarre. So I really gotta figure my stuff out. Oh dear. 6 has been rolled. Yeah, no. See, now my plans had to change up a bit because I lost the longest road to Blue. So I either have to start building up cities and settlements to try to get back up on top, or try to get the longest road back up on top, or try to get the largest army from her as well to bring her points down. She has 4 knights, so she knew she used that well. She plotted that completely. A 9 was rolled, but an 8. Well, something was rolled. I got nothing on. Okay, so we'll roll again. I rolled a 5, so at least I got some wheat. I think I have plans here. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do a bank trade. need clay, so I'm going to get rid of some of the wheat by trading it for clay. I'm going to build a road here. Come on, rebuild the road. Alright, so that puts me at 7, so tied I need one more road. I'm going to buy a development card. I'm actually going to not play that because I don't have that. I hand played on my turn. I need one more road to literally steal that back, and I just got it with that roll. So I'm just going to wait my turn and play no one steals from me anything because I have an idea on how to basically steal that point back. And I have a 2-pronged attack to literally get it back. So right now green's playing. And a 5 is rolled, so I've got some wheat. Which, literally this is just gonna secure me the whole thing. Come on, Gray, roll and then and then your turn. And he plays a Monopoly. A resource Monopoly card. Well, Gray kind of screwed me on the plan. That so 4 is rolled. I got nothing in a 4. However, she didn't entirely screw me on it. I'm gonna trade it with the bank. I need another wood. So I'm going to do this. So first off, that longest road card now becomes mine. And I'm going to start to build out towards the wood port. Like that. Then I'm going to play my knight card to get me another knight. So I can move that on her 5, which gives me a wheat, and then my turn. Now I'm in the lead with 8 points. Okay, 5 is rolled, so I get some more wheat. Yay! Good Lord, I got a handful of wheat. Like I said, my wheat numbers have literally been rolled consistently this whole game. So luckily at the start of the game, luckily I was able to, well, it was a good thing I built on that port. Year of Plenty. Doesn't give you any victory points, it just allows you to get some resources you may have not gotten. Oh, fudge. This is kind of going to go my way at this point. I'm already seeing the fact that I can get rid of a good amount of cards as long as I don't roll a 7. A 3. But I can get rid of a good amount of cards by bank trading at this point. So I need a wood. I'm trading with the bank. I need a wood. Clay. I'm building a road there. And still don't have what I need. So I'm going to bank trade to knock out some of those cards. It would. Sheep has been kind of good to me this game too. So took care of that. Like I said, build one more settlement. Then my focus is going to be start building up cities because I'm in the lead at this point. If I build a settlement right where I want to build it, I can literally be able to basically say I have at 10 points, at 9 points, and I just need one more point to win the game. Or I could just build 2 cities and win this game in a heartbeat. So it's time to really start thinking how I'm going to start to turn those start to basically score those 2 points at this point in the game. If I don't start figuring out how I want to do that in plotting now, one of these 3 players, especially Blue, is in the right position to literally start to figure out how to pull out a wound right out from under me. So at this point, I'm going to first bank trade to get me some clay. And bank trade to get me some sheep as well, which will then allow me to score a victory point by getting that wood port. So I'm at 9. I need 1 more point to win. So either I have to pray to get a victory point card with buying a development card, which I'm not too fond of. But now I have a wood port. So now, and I get double the wood on 11, as well as double the wood on a 10. I need 1 more point to win this game. See, look, Blue was trying to pull the win out from under me right now. And Green could do the same thing. I'm not sure if Gray has the ability to do it. There's not really anywhere else Gray could build that would give her the ability to actually win this game. But for me, I have a way. So I need 3 rock, and I'm hoping that I can be able to get enough of what I need to build that 1 city to win this game. Although I could easily win this game by trying to build another city, build another settlement to get that extra point. But I want to go out with a bang on this. Okay, so far 2, I'm in the lead here. This is a tough one, folks. This is seriously a tough one. Start seriously thinking about no. Back up. Yeah, that's right. Start utilizing that wood port to get what I need to win this game. I've been lucky enough that my numbers have literally been consistently rolled throughout the game that allowed me to actually win, get this far. And of course, Blue's going to rob from me, which kind of sucks because I really needed that meat. But thank God 7 is a roll. But, knowing me, I'm in the lead right now. Well, Green has been kind of a dumb player this game. Robbing from players that what you should do. Looks like Green's going to try to pull out a win on this. Pull a win out from under me and Blue. Which means I'm not trading with him, because if I trade, it gives him a chance to get extra points, and I'm not going to let him be able to do that. Oof, fuck. And now, fuck, I lost. So I got 2 experiences.